Springdale. This has a little bit of rotation, but the main threat with this storm right now is some of this hail that is moving in here as we speak. Let me go ahead and zoom in. The National Weather Service has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for northeastern Washington County and into Madison County. Right here where you have some of that lightning, this is near the Washington County Fairgrounds. Up to about Johnson is where we're watching some of this hail form, where you've got that pink color right now. That's where that hail pocket is. It's moving eastbound. So this is very close towards the Uptown District. This is near, just north of the U of A campus. This is kind of where they have the agricultural fields there west of 71. But this whole cell is moving eastbound. So I can show you some of the hail right now with our hail tracker. Let's go ahead and bring this up for you guys. But this pocket of hail, you're going to see that blue, has been tracking eastbound. So it's just between the south side of Fayetteville, right north side of Fayetteville at this moment, moving over eastbound at this time. Let me go ahead and bring some other maps here on the side as well. So here's Johnson, you know, the Fulbright Expressway. Most of this hail is just on the south side of Fulbright Expressway. So here's Washington Regional. You drop south into the heart of Fayetteville right now is where we're watching some of this take place. So the agricultural fields you're talking about, the Washington County Fairgrounds, and it's just some apartment complexes over in that area. You've got the Onyx Coffee Lab there in Fayetteville. That's where that's talking about. You've got the Greens at Lakeside. But there's a lot of apartment complexes on this, just south of the Washington Regional Medical Center. This storm has continued to press eastbound over time. I'm getting some of the latest on the speed right now. But we're just cutting in right now because we've got a severe thunderstorm warning in Washington County. A lot of us are getting heavy rain, but there's a pocket of some quarter-sized hail in Fayetteville, north of the university. So this is right next to the Washington County Fairgrounds, moving east. It's about to cross the US 71. There's actually a lot of car dealerships right in this area as this hail pocket moves eastbound. This thing is moving about 45 miles per hour towards the east, so I want to go ahead and track this for you guys. And for a second, I think we actually just got a new scan. It looks like the hail's starting to pick up for us. I believe we have Weddington Drive. We may be able to pop that up here in a moment. Show you guys the heavy rain that's coming on down. Just pouring right now near Weddington. This is very close to where that pocket of hail is and where that pocket of hail continues to strengthen right now as it's pressing eastbound. But torrential rain, the hail is north of Weddington, but then south of the Fulbright Expressway. So this is very close to the Porter Road exit, the Garland Avenue area there from the Sam's Club, and moving eastbound right over the University of Arkansas, those agricultural fields where they got that deal with Tyson and things. But this is moving eastbound throughout the heart of the north side of Fayetteville. This should stay south of Springdale. Springdale, we're also included in the severe thunderstorm warning. Let's go ahead and bring up these maps for a second. I want to show you the latest on the track. This thing is moving 45 miles per hour towards the east, and it's a fairly narrow corridor of some of this hail. So once we get out of Fayetteville, once we're close to Baldwin, here in about just a few minutes, this could be getting close to us. Goshen, we will get to Goshen here in about the next 10 minutes or so, crossing the county line towards Whitner. This might be closer to midnight here in about 15, 16 minutes or so. But my goodness, it's been pouring out there for some of us in parts of Washington County. Let me go ahead and zoom out really quick, and then we're going to zoom back in. Right now, we're watching a cold front that's pushing on through. I'll draw it for you guys. Once the cold front moves through, your severe threat's done. This is a quick one. Here's the cold front roughly drawing. Benton County, we may get some more rain here shortly, but Benton County, I think we're done. I think we're done with the severe threats. You've got to really be south of this cold front in order to continue to have enough energy in the atmosphere to produce this hail pocket that's moving over Fayetteville right now. Quarter-sized hail for us just north of downtown, just north of the university. This is moving very close to the U of A, the medical center, the VA hospital there. Central Fayetteville, but this hail pocket is now crossing US 71 and headed eastbound. In the River Valley, we don't have much going on right now. We had a flare-up just outside of Johnson County, but as this whole line moves south and east over time, we'll also get our chance. However, we've really got to watch the western edge because there's not a lot of storms back towards the west. I mean, we're just barely getting clipped. My best hunch, though, is with this line, as it presses south and east, it's really going to impact the following areas. So when I draw this line just west of Tahlequah, just west of Lake Tenkiller, Within these two lines is where we're probably expecting the chance for some of these more pop-up storms. I would say the farther east you live, the better chance. But eventually we may see some of these start to sag off towards the south and east. This green line right here also shows an outflow boundary. We may try to get a couple more pop-ups here back towards the south and west. But let's go ahead and back to zoom in. We always want to show where the most intense weather is going on at the moment, but then also give you a quick idea what's happening just regionally. The hail pocket is now on the east side of Fayetteville, headed towards Goshen. We're now clearing up on I-49. We're clearing up in Johnson. There are a couple more cells back off towards the west right now. Let me bring up the velocity. There has been some rotation in these storms, but it is a lot messier right now. There's kind of that hail pocket right there. Wherever you see the lightning strikes coordinating on the radar, that's usually where you get the hail really forming too. I can bring up the hail as well. That hail piece is coming right over Fayetteville. It does look like it has weakened a little bit. Let me zoom in here. Bring this closer for us. The rain might be coming quickly to an end right now, right along I-49, but here's Razorback Stadium. So most of the hail is just on the north end of the university, right there towards, there's Weddington. So right along Weddington and on the north side of Weddington, we've been watching this pocket of hail. Now this is moving on the east side of Fayetteville. You see Wyman and then headed east eventually towards Goshen. We'll be watching some of this pocket of hail moving eastbound, but up to quarter-sized hail. You can get some damage out of that. We went ahead and have been watching this storm. We just want to give you a live stream as we continue to track this thunderstorm. On 5 News, we're going to have that thing at the top showing you kind of the latest updates, but we have one severe thunderstorm warning, mainly due to hail, as this threat continues to press eastbound. The gray colors are showing you where we've seen some of that hail, and then when you get to those brighter blues, that's where the hail starts to really tick up. But it looks like with the latest scan, these are back farther towards the west. So it's kind of like a stamp, another stamp, another stamp. Here's the latest stamp, and it looks like that hail threat has been reduced quite a bit. So that's some good news. Let me bring up the radar again for us. It's kind of a wide view. Line of storms hitting northwest Arkansas. Severe thunderstorm warning for northeastern Washington County and moving into northern Madison County, where you also see just a lot of these flare-ups. That front continues to press off towards the south, but it looks like right now that this cell is starting to wrap up for us in Fayetteville. You zoom in a little bit closer. We're really wrapping up on the rain on I-49. Greenland, we're okay. The heart of Fayetteville, downtown square, at the Fayetteville Square, I think we're mostly okay. The rain's wrapping up, but it looks like that hail pocket's now on the east side of town. This would be somewhat close to the Lake Sequoia Park once you're headed east of Fayetteville. A lot of residential areas here on the east side, but it gets a little bit more open though. That's where we're watching this hail come in towards Goshen. So if you are in Goshen, be on the lookout. We do have that severe thunderstorm warning. Fayetteville, the threats are going down. Johnson, the threats are going down. We have more cells back towards the west, but so far these have been struggling. If they do start to uptick though, we'll let you guys know. We're going to take a quick pause. Brittany, let's go ahead and do a quick live on 5 News. What we're going to do is we're going to continue this live stream right now with you guys, but my directors and producers, we're going to put this on 5 News here really quickly as well, give those folks an update on this severe storm as that hail continues to drop on the east side of Fayetteville, moving east to Goshen. I think we had some good hail really pick up for us on the west side of Fayetteville. This thing kind of moved a little bit farther towards the south for a second. For a second, it looked like it was more towards Johnson, but the hail stayed off towards the south and north Fayetteville, anywhere from the Uptown District south to about Weddington, and now that hail is moving eastbound into Goshen right now as we speak. Severe thunderstorm warning looks like it lasts until 12:30. If this thing continues to weaken on its hail, they may go ahead and expire it. There's a little bit of a kind of an appendage on the south side. We've been watching the rotation this evening. Everything's been fairly weak, but there has been some. It looks like there's just a little bit of that spin near Goshen. We're going to keep our eye on it for you guys. But the biggest impact has been some of that quarter-sized hail that has moved through parts of northern Washington County. And now it's near the Goshen area, and we'll continue to watch any kind of rotations that move throughout this storm. That cold front is just off towards our north right now. Let me go ahead and put back on the normal radar as we look at the cell. So this thing, so let's go ahead and put this in motion. It's moving about 45 miles per hour towards the east. So if we put this in a loop, And let's go ahead and put a trajectory on this. Goshen, we're getting some of that hail right now. And then this thing will continue to press eastbound, headed right along just south of 412. We're going to get close to Hinesville, eventually towards Purdy. We'll have to really watch as this moves into Madison County. But in Fayetteville, the hail threat is now over for us. We've got a couple more cells back towards the west. They're kind of struggling at this time. But this is the main cell. We're about to hop on to Channel 5 here in just about a couple seconds. Takes a couple seconds to switch us over. Still watching that severe storm. Put on the hail pocket for a second as we wait real quick. All right, new scan. Hail right over Goshen right now. Looks like the hail's a little bit lower, closer to that dime or nickel sized. You got to be closer to the 1 inch quarter sized hail for that severe threat. Looks like the hail has gone down a bit. That's good news, but there's some rotation on this storm. All right, good evening. We've got a severe thunderstorm warning for northern Washington County. We've been all live on our live streams right now on our app. That will always be first with a quick push alert. But now we're continuing to track this severe storm that's in northeastern Washington County. We had some hail drop on the north side of Fayetteville to about Johnson, mainly staying just south of Springdale. This thing kind of moved a little bit farther towards the south as it's pressing east into Washington County. Fayetteville, the threat is now over, but we've got hail reporting right now in Goshen. It looks like the hail has slowly weakened. We kind of maximized our hail right over Fayetteville. This is north of the university, so this is close to Weddington. You got the harps there on the north side of the university, and as you head north to some of those agricultural fields, the Washington County Fairgrounds, that's where we're reporting some of this hail. This shows you different timestamps of where we've had that hail so far, and we're going to continue right now on Channel 5, and we're still also live on our app, on our website, and on our YouTube channel too. But the hail really picked up north of the Razorback Stadium. So here's the Fulbright Expressway, Washington Regional, and then as you head south into Washington County Fairgrounds, there off of Porter Avenue, you got the Garland Avenue exit, you got anywhere with that Sam's Club, and here's Weddington. Just north of Weddington, we had some of that hail getting close towards the VA hospital. But now with these recent timestamps, it looks like things have weakened a little bit. Still some hail threats coming in, and this thing is kind of moving a little bit farther towards the south and east, so it's kind of taken this arc. So instead of hitting Johnson, it took this arc, and now it's headed back a little bit farther towards the south and east. This thing's got to lean into some warmer air. We've got southerly winds, and so this thing may continue to tilt as it makes that right-hand turn. But we've got some hail reports now in eastern Washington County. You guys in Madison County, you may also get some gusty winds and some hail coming in here shortly, but most of the hail right now is reporting over Goshen. This isn't looking like just at the radar, per se. I haven't got any reports yet. We're not talking about monstrous hail here, but severe hail still being up to about a quarter-sized hail is what we may see. New scan has now come in. It looks like it may be strengthening just a touch as it gets closer to the county line. Here's the white line. That's the county line between Washington County and Madison County. If you live on the southeast side of Goshen, you may be getting some of this hail. This is just north of Elkins, and this thing will continue to press eastbound into Madison County. So here's Huntsville. Here's Hinesville. We may be just towards the south of Hinesville on some of this hail as it's pressing east. A lot of this should probably stay south and east of the Highway 412 area. Here's Huntsville. Cody, there might be a 2022 map, if you might be able to select that. I don't know if that'll pop up for you. But we're going to continue to watch this as it presses east. So here's it coming into Madison County. This thing is moving at about 45 miles per hour towards the east. Here's another look at just the radar, so take off the hail tracker for a second. Here's that thunderstorm. A little bit of rotation there on the south side. We're going to be continuing to watch that. Here's a look at some of that velocity. It gets a little bit messy but we are watching just a general rotation in the atmosphere, not really tight enough to really do anything at this time. And when we're trying to look at if there's any kind of debris in the atmosphere or anything like that, we're not seeing it. But some of this, you see some of this yellow? What's going on is this is probably a pocket of hail. And with that pocket of hail, sometimes it messes with the radar and it creates these streaks. But these streaks are a good indicator that we do have some hail, probably right in this lime green, yellow color. But there is some general rotation, so we're going to keep our eye on this storm. You guys in Fayetteville and Springdale are okay. Yes, that severe thunderstorm warning is still over you. The National Weather Service is probably going to cut it off on its west side as this whole thing moves east. But in Madison County, be on the lookout. Let me go ahead back to radar. Let's back this thing up, kind of give everyone a wide view of what we're noticing right now. River Valley, Northwest Arkansas, everyone. All right, so the cold front itself, if you look really close, you see this green right here? That's a part of this cold front that's moving east, and then it kind of wraps up towards the north. So when we're taking a look at this cold front, kind of looks something like this, just really roughly. Areas south and east of this cold front will continue to have some severe chances. On the backside, we're watching that cooler air come in right now to Benton County and even portions of Washington County, especially near Farmington and Prairie Grove and Lincoln. I think your severe threats are going down. It's just this one cell here in eastern Washington County and western Madison County coming in towards Huntsville and Hinesville. We're going to get some of that rain and also maybe some of that hail. River Valley, we're dry at this moment. This pocket, if we kind of draw it out, we'll be moving south and east eventually as it tilts into some of this warmer air. But essentially, probably anywhere in this circle is where we'll have the chance for some of these storms. Could something flare up in Poto or Sallisaw? Maybe. But our best guess is that most of this should stay off towards the south and east. Notice how these storms don't go deep into Oklahoma. Things are a little bit drier. There's still a lot of humidity because we've had that strong southerly wind today, bringing in some humidity from the Gulf, but most of that has stayed east of Fort Smith. So we're going to continue to watch this complex as it drops south and east. Probably the more center part of this circle and the right part of the circle or the east side of this circle will probably have higher chances. Closer to this line, we may be cut off, but we're going to continue to watch this storm. But it's that one severe thunderstorm warning that we have right now. And now really, okay, the National Weather Service is reissuing this warning, cutting it off for portions of Washington County. Let's go ahead and zoom in. See that flashing as they reissue. So there's the cold front. Once that cold front presses through, you may have some rain, maybe a good downpour on the backside, but the severe threat is over. That hail pocket continues to cross the county line in from Washington County and into Madison County. We've had a few lightning strikes, but it looks like the lightning strikes have tapered off just a little bit. That's some good news. That generally shows you some weakening that's going on with this storm, but still that pocket of hail crossing the state line, or the county line, I should say. This is our hail tracker right now. Still that bright hail. Looks like it's kind of picked up again for some of us in eastern Washington County. So still a healthy storm moving eastbound. National Weather Service has cut this off. What you're looking at are different timestamps of the radar. So boom, first instance of hail, another instance of hail. Notice how we maximize that hail on the north side of Fayetteville from Weddington north to Garland and Porter Road and the Fulbright Expressway. It just tilted a little bit farther south of Springdale, so that's some good news. But this hail continues to move eastbound. We've got hail now reporting on the east side of Goshen, crossing the county line. Eventually, here in probably the next 2 or 3 minutes, we're done in Washington County with that hail moving pretty much just solidly into Madison County. Here's Huntsville, here's Wharton, Alabama towards the north and east. I think this is probably going to be tilting east and southeast. Kind of see generally there's a little bit of this arc. What it's doing is it's trying to tilt into some warmer southerly wind right now that we're getting in Madison County. So we'll watch this. This may just stay on the south side of Huntsville. But on the south side of Huntsville, it may not be a bad idea to bring in the car to the garage. Maybe move it real quick. That pocket of hail is showing up to about quarter-sized hail moving into Madison County. Here's a look at the normal radar. I want to look at velocity too. That shows you the rotation. Looks like we have some general rotation, but it's broad. There's a little bit of spin right there west of Huntsville. So this is just south of Highway 412. This is kind of close to 295. You've got the intersection with kind of Highway 412 and 295. This is just south of Hinesville. Here's a little bit of rotation. We'll continue to watch it. A few more lightning strikes popping up too. That shows just a little bit more of that hail threat as well. I'm going to show you some of the rotation. This is another way to look at it. Very, very light. You see how this is kind of a look over the past 30 minutes or so. We've had a little bit of spin, but generally when you've got a tornado type of situation, you'll see this all kind of lit up in a circle, really showing you great rotation, but we're not seeing that. It's kind of messy for now. So we'll watch this. This storm is mainly producing some gusty winds and some hail moving into Madison County. I think the severe threat is mostly over now for northwest Arkansas. That cold front is pushing on through. That cold front itself, actually, let me actually take us off radar for a second. I'm going to show you the temperatures right now. Boy, it was warm today. We hit 80 at Fort Smith earlier. But this shows you where that cold front is. All right. So we've got that southeasterly wind in the river valley, and it's meeting up with that cold front. Right where this white line kind of everything intersects and then goes down that way, that's where our cold front is. Once you get that north wind, your severe threat's over. I think we're good. We're good in Fayetteville. We're good in Springdale. If anything changes, of course, we'll let you know. But when that north wind comes in, you really start to cut off the flow of these storms. Anywhere south of this line, we still have the potential for a few thunderstorms tonight. Madison County, we've got some of that hail coming in south of Huntsville, south of Hinesville. But if you're in the Huntsville area, just be on the lookout. But if you especially live on the south side of town, that's when you really got to be on the lookout for some of this hail coming in. And when we move this map north, you can see some of the temperatures too. Notice how we've had a big drop in Bentonville and Rogers. We're now in the 50s, still holding on to some 60s in Fayetteville. We actually cooled down even the past 10 or 15 minutes. Earlier, we were still flirting kind of close to 70, but that rain has now came in to help cool us down. And that hail threat now moves into Madison County. But you guys can sleep safe, I think, tonight in Benton County, even Carroll County, I think we're good. Springdale, Johnson, Farmington, Prairie Grove, Lincoln, we're good. Tawnytown, you guys are good. Salem Springs, we're good. Centerton, Bentonville, Bella Vista, Pea Ridge, the Lowell area, Gravette, Hiwassee, Decatur, Gentry, and then of course Rogers, Prairie Creek. I think we're good tonight. Beaver Lake area, we're good. But we still have to watch this storm. Let me go back to the radar right now. That cooler air is coming in, and we'll continue that severe thunderstorm warning for, I believe they have it going to 12:30. But they continue to cut it off. So here's Huntsville. This is coming into you guys. That hail threat, kind of where that pink color is. So this is going to get very close to town. One way we can look at some of this stuff too. This really helps. I have to do this on air. I know it's going to get messy here, but we have to look at the thunderstorm itself really quick. Okay. So now you're looking at a cross section. You see this bubbling of red? Anytime that you get above this white line that shows you 20,000 feet, when that red gets above there, that's actually a pocket of hail right now. And it's dropping. You can see some of that pink. So it starts here and then falls down. So we've got some of that hail just south of Highway 412. So here's Huntsville. I know this is a different way of looking at it. Here's the county line, Washington County, Fayetteville. We're good now. But this cell is holding some hail up higher in the atmosphere where it's colder, and it's dropping it as we speak, just south of Highway 412. So just want to take a look at that. We're still pretty healthy when we're taking a look at some of these heights right now. Get the map back to normal. In fact, what the National Weather Service does is they have to keep it in that mode pretty much at all times. National Weather Service looks like they're reissuing that warning. This now only includes Madison County. Washington County, we're good. Now also including Elkins and Goshen, we're good. There may be a quick downpour coming in again, but the hail threat has now moved off towards the east. The rotation has moved off towards the east too. What a spring so far, right? We're just starting. We've got that little bit of rotation on the south side of Huntsville. We also have a little bit of that hail coming into Huntsville too. This is in between Japton and Huntsville. But if you guys are in the Huntsville area, be on the lookout for some of this hail coming in. The warning cuts off just east of town. We'll have to see if this gets extended back off towards the east, but we're going to still watch this cell as it moves in. Let's take a look at some of the hail. All right. Looks like that hail kind of picked up for us. They're right in western Madison County. I zoomed in enough now we can see the road. Here's 412. So this is south of 412. But if you guys live in the Huntsville area, not maybe even just the south side, let's just go ahead and say all of Huntsville. This thing has kind of expanded a little bit. Notice the different timestamps. So over time, this thing has been expanding. This circle right here is the latest scan of the radar with hail. All these are previous scans. It just kind of shows you where this thing has been. But that hail pocket is now coming in towards the west side of Huntsville as we speak. Just to kind of give us an idea, once you head on 74 eastbound, this is just west of the Huntsville Airport. The Huntsville Airport's about right here. You go 2 or 3 miles west as the crow flies is where we're starting to pick up some of that hail. But you guys in the Huntsville area, if you've got a quick moment, maybe pulling the car to the garage, new scan coming in. Still just kind of a broad path of some hail for central Madison County, but just about to come into Huntsville right now. So once again, just west of the airport and on 74 as you're leaving town. Just outside of Huntsville. Huntsville, looks like we're okay. We're still in that severe thunderstorm warning, but I think you guys are going to be okay as most of the threats of this storm are just towards the south. Rotation itself is kind of near where that hail is. Usually it's just on the southeast side, so here's that little bit of rotation. We're just continuing to watch that. Just got to keep an eye on it. And the hail is going to be more towards the green color on the north side of the rotation. So at the heart of the rotation's right here because you've got the 2 scans. You've got a new scan coming in. Just very broad and messy. Just some general rotation. But the hail is now coming in closer. That scan may have given us a new update. There we go. Yep, coming right into Huntsville. That just kind of filled in with the recent scan. This whole thing started north of Farmington. Here's kind of the whole path of this. It looks like now the biggest hail is falling, going off the radar. The radar gets messy with hail because it depends on how many raindrops are hitting the hailstone itself. Sometimes the radar thinks, oh my goodness, that's a large raindrop. And sometimes even large raindrops can kind of look like hail pieces. But generally, once you start seeing a little bit more of that blue color is when you have that better indication, okay, this isn't just large raindrops. You know, these aren't just large raindrops. These are some hailstones that are falling. We had some of that hail north of Farmington. This is near Lake Weddington, then coming into Fayetteville, and then moving eastbound into eastern Washington County between Goshen and Elkins, and then it's kind of maximized itself in western Madison County. So you can see the track of this whole storm. National Weather Service severely warned this storm as soon as it got just north and west of Farmington near Lake Weddington. But right now this is coming in just on the southwest side of Huntsville. Looks like we got a new scan in too. Right on the south side. Roxton, we're looking at you guys. Huntsville, next just couple minutes, this thing will be close to you guys. It continues to just expand over time. See that too? It may not be as intense of the size of hail, but it looks like the area of hail has quite grown. But we're in very rural Madison County though. I mean, beautiful parts. You drive south and west of the airport, there on 74, it's a gorgeous drive. But that's where we're getting some of this hail. But at least it's a little bit more of a rural area. But just southwest of Huntsville, looking out for you guys. If this thing continues on its path, it's moving about 45 miles per hour. Let me expand it too. And it may continue a little bit more towards the south and east over time. Aurora, here in the next 5 minutes, you guys need to be on lookout for some hail. We're in close to 12:18, so here in 9 minutes. And then Kingston, probably another 15 minutes or so, give or take. But we'll have to see how this continues to evolve. But this is the county line with Madison County. My goodness. What a crazy past couple of weeks. Okay, let's go ahead and go back to the radar. Let's do a wide view, and just to take a look at some of the storms. You guys in the River Valley, I think, where's our storm? You know, are we getting anything tonight? Well, let's talk about that real quick. Still severe thunderstorm warning for Madison County. We've got that hail threat on the south side of Huntsville, moving eastbound towards eventually Aurora and Kingston. But that front is moving south and east. That green color that you see just north of the airport, let me show you. Here's Fort Smith. This fuzzy green, that's actually indicating where our front is. So the front clears, and if any storm is left behind, the cold front, it may survive, but it's likely not going to be severe. Just you really cut off its fuel, and it just kind of starts to rain out. You can get a quick rumble of thunder, but there's that cold front. And so when we map this out, let's talk about who can maybe still get another thunderstorm tonight. that supercell thunderstorm that's rotating a little bit with the hail, it is staying right along this cold front. And it's going to continue to do so. It has to move with the cold front because if it falls behind, it will also die eventually over as well. These were storms that were starting to fire up looking pretty good, but then they were too slow, stayed on the backside of the cold front, and now they've weakened a lot, but still got some good downpours for us in Washington County, even a few in southern Benton County too. Salem Springs, just north of Taneytown. We're getting close to Cave Springs, maybe even Centerton, a few little downpours in and around us. But there's that front. As this thing moves south and east, we may get a few more pop-ups later tonight. However, it does look like the strongest threats will be northwest Arkansas and the mountains. As you get farther south and east, I think we really start to lose out because we are cooling down over time. We try to have some warmth today. We hit the 70s and some 80s. And we're using that first in northwest Arkansas, but as we're waiting for storms, we're cooling off in Johnson County and Logan County. My best guess is that if we had to say who was going to get a thunderstorm tonight, of course things change, weather's weather, but our best guess is trying to hold on to any kind of humidity left would be in this wide area. It's a terrible circle, but as this thing moves south and east, mainly looking towards Crawford County, Franklin County, Johnson County, and maybe Logan County, but hard to say. I think it's going to be weakening over time, and we've already seen a lot of weakening with these little downpours. The reason why we're not talking about much farther west is that things are a little bit drier right now in Oklahoma. Notice how these storms don't go very deep into Oklahoma. So if you guys are living in the River Valley, you guys are tuning in tonight, we'll watch maybe a few pop-ups, but a lot of this may just squeeze out a few downpours. We'll track them for you. So far, it looks like hail has been our primary threat, and we can go back to that hail core right now. Let's take a look at the latest scan. This thing is coming over Huntsville as we speak. Clear off the radar. Still that severe thunderstorm warning for Madison County. Got that hail right over Huntsville. There's Highway 412, just south of Huntsville, airport southbound. Was crossing 74 a little bit earlier today. Now it's crossing 23. As you're headed south, the high schools are there on the south side, and then you continue to head south of the high school. So take about high school southbound is where we got a little bit of this hail. It looks like with this latest scan, we've weakened the hail size a little bit. We had a good maximum there in western Madison County, but now the storm continues to press eastbound. Here's the county lines just kind of behind me as you head further east into portions of central Arkansas, getting closer to Ponca. So we'll watch the cell. There's still 17 minutes left on the severe thunderstorm warning. A couple lightning strikes too. Usually the lightning coordinates with the hail. What happens is these hailstones start hitting each other, and when we're in classes, we have students do this. Take your hands and you do this, and you feel that heat. And that's how you create lightning. And so those hailstones are hitting each other and rubbing, creating that heat. And so that's how we get hail out of this. So whenever you're seeing the hail is when when you're seeing the lightning is when you've got a good chance to see some of that hail. But Huntsville, right over the high school and just south of the high school is where we're getting the majority of the hail at this time. Rotation too has been kind of on and off. Let me bring that up for us. It's messy. It's really messy. That's a good thing. When we're trying to read it, though, it's messy. We have some rotation, just kind of some broad rotation here, but it looks like overall that it's not tight enough to really do anything. A lot of times you get that in this time of year. You get storms and they just rotate because they want to. The atmosphere allows them to, but it just depends on how much they're rotating, right? If you spin a top, if you don't spin it enough, it's not going to stay up. If you spin it enough, then it is. Same story with the atmosphere, but we just have general rotation, just a slight spin to the atmosphere at this time as the cell moves towards the south and east. Once again, you guys in Washington County, I think you're good. Yes, there's some good rain for us, though. Man, it's pouring for us in Fayetteville, Farmington, Prairie Grove, Lincoln, we're getting that rain. Greenland, we're also getting some of that rain. Springdale, just south of Springdale, really to Johnson, that rain is coming in for us. And westbound, Lake Weddington and back towards the west, towards Lincoln, Summers, Arkansas, we've got some downpours for us too. But it looks like these cells back towards the west have really weakened over time. They're just producing a lot of heavy rain. So on the radar, they may look gnarly, but that cold front has just passed on through. And when you look at any kind of rotations, everything's just really a mess. That cold front itself, though, oh, this is kind of cool. Right here where you got that green color, there's reds and greens everywhere. The green color shows you air that's moving south right now. And so this is where the cold front already is. That cold front's already moving into parts of Sequoia County, northern Crawford County. And so with this, we can really draw the cold front, because once you are south, or once you're north of the cold front, you guys are pretty much done. So there's the cold front. You go north of the cold front. Yes, there are some downpours, but I think our threats are pretty low for severe weather now as that cooler air comes in. And then now we can flip on the radar. I think it will keep the front for me. Ah, it didn't. Let me redraw it though. Kind of roughly where we had it. South and east of the front, we'll continue to watch the severe threat. We've got a new severe thunderstorm warning now coming in for north, central, and eastern Madison County. As that storm presses east, they'll probably allow this storm, the previous severe thunderstorm warning, to expire in a moment. But yes, there are downpours back towards the west, but it's this one cell right now in Madison County that we're really watching. So if we zoom in on that, let me get some extra details on that storm as it's coming in right now. This goes till 1 o'clock in the morning. So that is 44 minutes from now. So 44 minutes for this warning. This thing is starting to clear Huntsville, as the hail also is clearing too. Once again, the latest stamp is right here. So now this hail threat is just east. I think we're just about done for the Huntsville High School area and just southbound. That hail threat continues now to move east towards Wharton and Purdy. This is very rural Madison County, beautiful country. I mean, you can see the ravines and rivers, and the hillside's just gorgeous here, but that's where we're getting the hail threat. Wharton, you're next for some of that hail. We're now good in Huntsville, good in Hinesville. You guys can sleep okay tonight as that cold front and that cooler air are pressing in too. But eastern Madison County, north of Japton, we're going to be watching for that hail threat too. And as that cold front drives south, once again, you can see the winds here coming up. Let me go ahead and move this map. Northwest Arkansas, zoom in a little bit closer. We've got that north wind for most of us. So the severe threat's now over. Once you get that north wind, you cut everything off. You really need the storms to be on the other side of some of that cooler air. Back towards the south, winds get a little bit more messy, but generally we have that southeasterly wind. But there's that cold front. It's just about to come through Salisaw. Once it comes through your neighborhood, you're good for tonight, whether you're getting rain or not. There could be a downpour on the backside, but the severe threat goes away. You can sleep fine tonight. Fort Smith, we're still waiting on that cold front to come through, but there's that cooler air that's just trying to move south over time. And as it does so, it's going to spark an isolated storm. We had that storm in Washington County moving to Madison County. But in the River Valley, we may also get a quick pop-up storm. Not everyone's going to get one, though. That's the key thing. This is going to be hit or miss. Not all of us in Northwest Arkansas got some rain earlier for the past hour or two. And the same thing for us in the River Valley. I mean, here in Fort Smith, I think we've got a slight chance, but the chances will be a little bit higher towards Johnson County and Clarksville. Logan County, we may try to get something, Franklin County, but not everyone's going to get some. But we'll continue to let you know what we're seeing tonight as these storms continue to march on through. But we're just kind of babysitting the radar with you guys. So once the storms clear your area, you're good. Washington County, Benton County, you guys are good. I know it looks gnarly on the map, but we've got just some leftover downpours. They've already been undercut by the cold front. That cold front is now moving into Madison County. Let me draw it again. Roughly, there's the cold front. You get on the backside of the cold front, any cells are out there, you're good. So Washington County, we're good. We're good in Benton County. We're good in Carroll County, too. It's just this one nasty cell that is really clipping us in Madison County right now. Huntsville eastbound. But Huntsville, we're good. This is mainly very eastern rural portions of Madison County. Still moving about 45 miles per hour towards the east. So it's got some healthy speed to it. But the hail threat itself, as you move eastbound, Kingston, we could have a little bit of light hail here in the next 2 or 3 minutes. Same story in Wool, Weathers, Arkansas. It might be closer to another 8 minutes or so. And Ponca, we may try to get some of that hail too, but that's closer to 12:30. Also, I didn't get to say this. Welcome to Wednesday. Good Wednesday morning to you guys. I guess I gotta say this morning rather than tonight anymore. But this morning we are watching some of these storms press eastbound, really get into some beautiful waterfall country. I tell you what, the waterfall's really running for us right now because of all the rain that we've picked up. and the Boston Mountains. But still that hail threat continues for us, and maybe some gusty winds too, but it looks like the majority of this is some hail that's been dropping down. We've had hail reports, at least from the radar, north of Farmington near Lake Weddington, into the north side of Fayetteville, and then curving eastbound into Madison County, where we've had some of that hail in and around Huntsville. We had some between Elkins and Goshen. If you guys have some pictures, go ahead and get into the 5 News app and you can submit a photo to us. We'd love to see them, and we'd love to share them with the National Weather Service as well. So we just continue to give them information as they watch these thunderstorms too. And then on the backside, they say, okay, was this a good idea that we issued the severe thunderstorm warning? Was it worthy? And so there's a lot of different things that play into that from the meteorological side a couple days afterwards. But let us know if you had any hail reports. That lightning threat continues to move out towards the east. Not a lot of lightning, but it is a little bit, and that lightning is really sparked by some of those hailstones that continue to press eastbound. Otherwise, the green line right here, very faint on the radar, that's where that cold front is. This cold front's moving south and east. Whether there are storms with it anymore or not, it's going to continue to press south and east. It's only 30 minutes away from Fort Smith. If we can get this thing to clear on out, we're good. We're good in Fort Smith. And so we'll watch this line move towards the south and east over time. There's a little bit more upper level support in northwest Arkansas for storms. So as this line pushes on through, yes, we could try to fling up a quick downpour, but it looks like the better chances will be in northwest Arkansas. All right, National Weather Service issuing a new severe thunderstorm warning, but this is out of our area. I mean, we're talking now towards Ponca with this new severe thunderstorm warning. So they're going ahead and watch this cell because it has dropped some hail in around Fayetteville and Goshen and Elkins. But this is now mainly for Newton County, beautiful waterfall country. But this is really deep in the mountains now as this cell pushes towards the east. But you guys in Madison County, we're watching this for you guys. Hinesville, you guys are all okay. Sorry, moving the radar quite a bit. Let me pause it and let's take a look at that hail tracker. New scan, new pocket of hail here on the southeast side of Huntsville, about 10 or 15 miles towards the south and east right now. This is close to Purdy. You're south of Marble. Most of this is all south of Highway 412. So if you're on Highway 412 headed eastbound, you take a right and you head south on Arkansas 21 as you're headed south and east towards Kingston. So that's off of Highway 412 once you pass Marble. There's the Arkansas 21 as you head towards Kingston, or that's where we got some of this hail threat going on right now as this is pressing towards the east. So keep advised, eastern Madison County, a little bit of hail, but northwest Arkansas for the metros, we're good. And we're going to continue to watch the cell as it moves off towards the east. All right, so for those in the control room, we'll go ahead and continue our live stream. If you guys are in eastern Madison County, we'll stay live on our YouTube channel and on our 5 News app and website. Just type in 5newsonline.com. There'll be a little bit banner at the top. Just click that and we'll continue this live stream right there. But we're going to go ahead and send it to 5 News. We appreciate your time. We've been watching this storm with some hail. We'll have to see if we had any damage reports out of some of this hail, as we really picked up hail near Goshen and Elkins as it crossed the county line, and then another really good pocket of hail right over the Washington County Fairgrounds, just north of the VA hospital. So let us know if you had some of those hail reports. Of course, appreciate your time. Make sure you keep it local, keep it here, and as always, we'll keep you advised.
It looks good. Everybody's comfortable. It looks good on camera. So everything down to the most micro move is where the hand goes.
I'd actually quite like this in my marriage.
All right, now we're continuing our live coverage on our YouTube channel, on our 5 News app, our 5 News website, and then also on Facebook too. We've been watching this storm, the severe storm that has dropped some hail for a while now, from Washington County and into Madison County, mostly staying from Fayetteville right into Goshen and Elkins, and then just staying south of Huntsville, closer to about the Huntsville airport there. And this is north of Japton, but this thing continues to press eastbound into very eastern rural portions of Madison County. This will be crossing into Newton County here shortly. Ponca, Murray, great waterfall country, just beautiful. I mean, people head out here just to see the landscape is just stunning. But That's where we're getting our severe threat right now with some gusty winds. We've got that hail pushing towards the south and east over time. Otherwise, some heavy rain here and there overnight tonight, so be on the lookout for that. It's been a crazy spring so far, right, for all of us. But let's take a look at a wide view. We'll talk about what everyone is getting, and if you haven't got a storm, are you going to get a storm tonight? Let's go ahead and break that down. So let's zoom out. It's our whole area, Northwest Arkansas, River Valley. Let me turn back on the radar now. And let me go ahead and draw where the cold front is. Kind of a sneak peek, kind of cheating right here. See this light green? That's cooler air, meaning warmer air, and the radar can sense that. And so that's where our cold front is. So let me go ahead and draw the cold front. Anything north and west of the cold front is not severe. And the chances for severe weather, they're done. Benton County, Washington County, we're good. Yes, we've got a few downpours though. We'll watch them, but they're really just heavy rain. I mean, they look gnarly. You look at this storm. I know the arrow's kind of blocking it right now. I'll move it in a second. But we've got some downpours across Washington County hitting Greenland. We've got another coming in towards Farmington and Prairie Grove, Greenland, University of Arkansas. We've got some of that heavy rain coming in for us, and there may be a couple more rounds. This extends all the way back into Adair County. But north and west of this line, you're good. Notice how our severe storm is hugging right on the line. What's happening is this cold front cuts off the fuel for thunderstorms. So when these storms fall behind, they weaken quickly. They basically peter out and they just rain out. You can get heavy rain, but the severe threat's over. If storms can stay on the south and east side of this line, of this cold front, of this cooler air, they've got a fighting chance. And this storm that's been hitting us in Madison County has been just staying with the cold front. But what about the River Valley? What are we going to expect? Well, so far, notice how this line doesn't extend deep into Oklahoma, just Adair County. That's it. We've been noticing this line of storms being kind of cut off by Lake Tenkiller, moving into portions of Sequoyah County. Let's draw that out and show you who has the best chance of a quick storm later tonight. You guys are still tuning in, wanting to know what's going on right now and what can happen in the next couple of hours, as we're just trying to sleep, right? We don't get much sleep during the spring, it seems like. But here's this white circle. I drew that way too big. There you go. So ignore this part. Here in this white circle is where we still have the chance for some pop-up storms. As this cold front moves in, I think the eastern half of this cold front still has the potential to spark some storms. The western half, not as much. We'll watch it tonight. But for us in LaFleur County, southern Sequoyah County, I mean, we're about done in Sequoyah County, because once the cold front pushes through your neighborhood, you're done with severe weather. Some rain? Possibly. But severe weather should be done. Fort Smith, we're right on the edge. Maybe Van Buren, Barling, we have a little bit higher chance, more towards Alma, and then a better chance in Ozark and Clarksville. But once again, these are all going to be isolated storms like we've been getting. Not everyone's gotten rain tonight, and not everyone is going to get rain tonight. But our best guess is that if you're going to get storms, it's mainly going to be here in this white area. So Logan County, Johnson County, Franklin County, and portions of Crawford County. But that cold front's already made it into Crawford County. Here's the Bobby Hopper Tunnel. You had from the Bobby Hopper Tunnel north, you're good. But that cold front is crossing over that hillside that the Bobby Hopper Tunnel cuts into. So you head south of that into Crawford County, and that's where we still have the chance for maybe a pop-up storm. But it's the eastern River Valley that really has the highest chance. Let's go ahead and zoom in on this storm, though, where we have the most severe weather, where we've had that hail threat. This is eastern Madison County, moving towards Newton County. So you see the heavy rain there on the radar with the red color there. The hail threat is now pushed out of Purdy. This is the last timestamp. These are individual timestamps. Here's the latest one, east of Wharton. This is getting very close to the county line between Madison County and Newton County. Once again, beautiful area, but this is crossing Highway 21. As it crosses, Highway 21's right here, right where the storm is. You cross east of Highway 21, there's beautiful country, but it's not, we're not as populated anymore. There's not a lot going on except just a lot of beautiful area. This is south of Liberty Cemetery and just north of Kingston. Kingston's about right here. Let me move the radar because we should be showing Kingston. There we go. Okay, there, yeah, right over Kingston. coming into Kingston. Once it moves out of Kingston, this is going to be into Newton County. But Kingston, you guys are be on the lookout for some of this hail. If we zoom out and do a tracker too, still moving about 45 miles per hour towards the east and kind of southeast. But Kingston right over us at this moment. Soberville, closer to the next 9 minutes. Ponca, close to about 1242. So if you live in any of these towns from Soberville, Ponca, Mount Sherman, and Diamond Cave, you might want to think about bringing the car if you have a chance to just get it underneath. We have some gusty winds, but this has mainly been a hail threat as the storm has been pressing east over time. And there's been some broad rotation with this storm, but it's been messy, which is good, but mainly some gusty winds where you see the brighter colors, whether it's green or red, you just have a good push of wind. So we've had some winds that could be close to 60 miles per hour at times, but a lot of us are getting closer to 40 or 50 mile per hour winds, but we've had some hail across Madison County and portions of Washington County too. So this storm continues to press east as it gets closer to Newton County for us. But Kingston, you guys are getting some of this hail as we speak. Let me go back to the normal radar. Lots of heavy rain too. Pockets of heavy rain continue westbound, but you really notice the difference between what's in the colder air and what's in the warmer air. That cold front's about here. Notice how this storm looks beefier, looks a little bit scarier on the radar, right? You got the brighter colors, just larger overall in general. And then behind the cold front, yes, we still have some rain, mainly for Washington County. We're wrapping up in Fayetteville. That's some good news. Most of this is now south, Highway 62, Prairie Grove, Lincoln, and Farmington, Durham, Goshen, Elkins. We're getting some of that rain too. And then headed south to Greenland and West Fork. But this is a lot messier. We're talking about individual little downpours. You can see the difference. Looks like little popcorn things, and then this looks like, you know, just a larger cell overall. So this is the cell that we're watching as it's crossing into Newton County right now. And even, you know, when we're looking at any kind of rotation, I mean, it's just a mess, right? Looking at everything. There's a little bit more rotation. So you see the difference between the health of these storms. Looks just messy back towards the west, a little bit more organized eastbound. The latest hail scan looks like it's picked up. This is right over Kingston too, or on the southeast side of Kingston. We've got some of this hail reporting right now. Let's zoom in on. So once you head on 21 eastbound, outside of Kingston, you get the little, I always love the town square of Kingston as you're headed out towards waterfalls, right? A lot of us go through Kingston. That's where we have the hail core right now, up to about quarter sized hail, about an inch. And that's once you get towards the inch is when you start to get threats for damage. It can hit your car, it can try to crack the windshield once you get close to that 1 inch mark. The size of the hail, of course, kind of indicates how much damage you're going to get, because bigger hailstones just fall faster and can hit the windshield harder. When you get small little pea-sized hail, really doesn't do much damage because it can't fall as fast. There's not enough weight. But we're still getting that hail in very eastern Madison County. This is pressing east into Newton County. So we're going to stay on this for the next probably 5 minutes. In 5 to 10 minutes, this thing will be crossing the county line, and then it's out of our area, and it's headed into Newton County. But you guys, just a heads up tonight, Ponca, Boxley, in south of George, just beautiful area right here, right, with the Buffalo National River. Be on the lookout for some hail that's going to be moving in. It's been kind of pulsing up and pulsing down, just rotating through a cycle. And you see the long path of this hail too. It started just west of Fayetteville. This is close to the Lake Weddington area. And at first it really had a northeast tilt, but then the thing's kind of been drifting off towards the east and slowly tilting southbound. So it's not even due east. Due east would be about here. But this thing is now curving towards the south and east. You can see even the trajectory of the, let me move over here, I'm moving around too much. You see the trajectory of the severe thunderstorm warnings. Notice how they're west to east and then slowly kind of curving that back towards the south. What this storm needs to do, because of this cold front, it needs to get south fast, because once it gets cut over by that cold front, it's game over for this storm, which is good news for us, not good news, I guess, from a storm's perspective. So this thing's got to dive south and east, or else it's going to get cut by this cold front. And it looks like this cold front is moving into it a little bit and kind of disrupting its structure just a touch. But we still have that hail coming in right across the county line. New severe thunderstorm warning just being updated for Newton County. Huntsville, Japton, Hinesville, we're good tonight. We're good tonight, mainly for most of us in Madison County. It's really Kingston and eastbound, so we're getting close to the county line, and then we're good. And we'll keep our eye off towards the south in the River Valley. If we can get any more storms to try to pop up, it looks like we're getting a few downpours right now in Crawford County. But remember, if they're behind the cold front, they're not going to do very much. The cold front here is where you got that fuzzy green. That cold front's already getting fairly close to Fort Smith. These cells may continue to pop up on the backside, but they're usually not severe once they're on the colder side of the cold front. We really would be on the lookout if a storm popped up in Franklin County right now, or southeastern Crawford County, or even in Sebastian County and Fort Smith. But right now they're on the backside, so they're pretty weak. Let me show you the temperatures, and we'll start wrapping things up. All right, that cooler air is coming in. Let me zoom in a little bit. We'll start in northwest. We'll kind of do a quick tour from north to south on our temperatures. It's really where that cold front is that makes the difference, the whole difference in the world on where it can be stormy and when it may just be a little bit rainy. We've got strong northerly winds. I mean, we're already down to Highfill at 54 degrees close to the airport, 60s in Fayetteville, but we're probably going to get some of these 50s that are now in Benton County. These 50s are going to drop us pretty quickly in Washington County. We move south and east a little bit. There's the cold front. We've already passed in Sequoia County. Sequoia County, you're good now. Could a pop-up shower take place? Yeah. But the colder air is already coming in. That north wind's eventually going to start knocking down our 66 in Sallisaw. We're holding at 66 in Fort Smith. But boy, we have that warm air coming in from the south today. We hit 80 earlier today in Fort Smith, and now we're hitting at 66. We've got that southeasterly flow, and as soon as that cold front blows on through, your severe threat is going to be done. Head back to the radar, do one more quick tour with that storm in Madison County as we are wrapping this storm up. Let's a closer look. All right, it looks like the hail is crossing the county line as we speak. And a little bit of a notch there. Looks like the rotation has strengthened a little bit. But it's right over the county line with Madison County moving into Newton County right now. Ponca, heavy rain, some lightning. The lightning's also gone up a little bit. Sometimes that means the storm is starting to strengthen. And boy, did it. All right. So now we've got a new scan with the radar. With that new lightning scan that's picking up, we've got some large hail now reporting in Ponca. We can estimate this size too. This is some of the biggest hail that I think we've had so far. We have hail that could be up to now golf ball sized hail with this storm. So that'll do some damage coming to Ponca. But now this is mainly out of our area. This is now Newton County. So Madison County, we're wrapping up. We've had some hail on and off from Kingston back west, south of Huntsville towards the high school. We've had some chances of the hail. Let us know if you guys had some hail. And then when you look westbound overall, we had that pocket just outside Goshen, and then another pocket of hail on the northwest side of Fayetteville. But let me return to our wide view map. We'll wrap this thing up. If we get any more severe thunderstorm warnings in our area, we're going to hop on, let you guys know, and we'll track them for you. But once again, that cold front is moving across the area. As it does so, it may spark some more isolated storms, but it looks like Sequoia County, we're mostly done. Crawford County, from Mount Mountainburg north, I think we're okay. We're okay. Northwest Arkansas, yes, we've got rain, but the severe threat is now over for us in Madison County, Carroll County, Benton County, Washington County. We'll still watch for a few more isolated pop-up storms throughout the night, tonight, or early morning. It's already past midnight, right? It's already Wednesday. Good Wednesday morning. I always get to tell you guys good Wednesday morning, but good Wednesday morning. We'll be on the lookout for any more storms that try to pop up. Of course, we appreciate your time. Keep it local, keep it here, and as always, we'll keep you advised.